Anyway, moving on. One party member down. Lost in some ruins. Vita version. Did that 999 remake get a Vita version? I don't know. I know Virtue's Last Reward and Time Dilemma on the Vita, but I don't know if that 999 remake is on the Vita. I don't know about on that front. You can do that. I have it. I bought it now. I got it on a sale, so I do have it in my possession, so you can use your channel points and add it to one of the 2 open slots if you want.
Ready or not, here I go.
You can do that. Yep, it has Virtue's Last Reward with it, but as far as I know, for Virtue's Last Reward, it's just mainly tweaking the graphics a bit, because it already had voice acting and everything in it, so 999's getting a bigger improvement in the bunch than Virtue's Last Reward. Because, I mean, the original 999 had no voice acting. It didn't have animated sprites or anything. It was all 2D. Not that it went in 3D. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't mind Zero Time Dilemma being just changed into 2D from the cheap 3D they used. I mean, I understand why they did it. Because they were given a limited budget. It's like, okay, look. We get it. There's a lot of people who want to see this story end and shit. So we're going to give you the small amount of funds. And you can finish it off. And, yeah, like, I get it. Because the series didn't sell well in Japan, weirdly enough. The first game did the best, and everything after did worse. Like, they sold better in the West, oddly enough. Which is very strange, considering they are very puzzle visually novelly. I mean, I find that very bizarre myself, but you know, everything doesn't always hit home run everywhere. Personally, I like the first one the most. If I was to consider the other 2, I would probably go with Virtue's Last Reward. I don't really hate Zero Time Dilemma, but, you know, like, when it comes to its aesthetic, like, the aesthetic was harmed because of the cheaper funds they had. The story was still good. Virtue's Last Reward going from the original 999 to it, I think, was a pretty big step. But yeah, they went a little more 3D-ish, but I think it was better than Time Dilemma, though. If this goes bad, we'll get the fuck out of this fight. Yeah, a lot of people either like the first or Last Reward. Most people in general consider Time Dilemma the inferior black sheep out of the bunch. I mean, with the lower amount of money, and then of course some of the things that happened in the story being controversial. I mean, I liked the story. It still left some things vague a bit. I kind of wish it wrapped a few things up a little bit better. Oh, he can possession. Yeah, there you go. Just kill yourself. That works. But yeah, I would imagine for the PS4 version of Last Reward, I would just imagine they touched up on the graphics a bit more and obviously made it where it works with a controller. Aside for that, I wouldn't think there's much of an upgrade in the PS4 version of it. So that's just dead end and... Ow. Nope. Wait. What the hell? Why did it move my drinks? I didn't talk about this story. I'm just saying some people found parts of the story, controversial. That's all I said. You should finish Time Dilemma, though. plot, I liked the plot twist in it. It was pretty fucking out there. Didn't see it coming. I'm kind of mixed on it because there were some clever ideas at it, and at the same time, it also felt like a cheap twist. It, kind of a mixed opinion, but in the end, I liked the twist. See, my problem going to Last Reward, and I believe I already mentioned this before in an earlier conversation about it, is I found 999 terrifying. Like, I was playing 999 when Silent Hill Homecoming came out, and I was playing both of those games. And Silent Hill Homecoming was such a snore bore, and I'm playing 999. It's just, you know, this text visual novel game, and it was fucking freaking me out. Like, the way it describes what happens to that guy in the beginning of the game, you know, the very beginning, it's not like a huge spoiler thing, because it's literally like the beginning of the game. But, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just the way it described what happened to that guy just made my stomach corn and torn, and I'm like, ugh. About the only thing that looked disturbing at Homecoming was the doll boss centipede thing. That thing was pretty disturbing. But outside that, I mean, okay, that was just a giant circle. So I need to go this way then. But no chest though. See, I thought that was a dead end at first. But, you know, when you go from 999 to Last Reward, knowing what happened, like, the whole point of what was happening in 999, you know, you carry that knowledge going to Last Reward, and then, you know, what happens in Last Reward, you're like, okay, well, I don't feel like this is going to be as threatening, because of you-know-what at you-know-where with what-who-whats. So, that kind of feel left, because you know what's possible in that universe now. So it's just kinda doesn't feel as intimidating, I guess you could say. Does that make sense to me? Virtue's Last Reward is still good though, don't get me wrong. I think overall I just like the first one out of all three of them, because just the kind of mood and disturbing atmosphere never carried over to the other two games just because of how the first one concluded and you understood the things going on in its setting.
Bad luck running into me.
Though, to be fair to Time Dilemma, there was some disturbing shit that happens in some of the alternate choices you can do in that game. There are some really disturbing things that happen in there. But still, you know, it had the same problem where you're just like, it's not gonna work out in the end.
Out of my way.
Like, that feel in the first game just never came back because of knowing what happened in the end. But I still like all three games. 3 just sadly suffers because of the budget. Didn't have the money to give it a better music and graphics. They had to cheapen out on those. It's like, okay, this budget is gonna stretch out what we can do in our graphics and visuals and aesthetics, so we can tell the story. We're stretching it. That's why I think it's like the graphics, they went from Virtue's Last Reward to Time Dilemma are just such a big difference. Okay, I'm gonna save this time because every single one of these rooms have had something happen in them, so I'm gonna go save just in case we could be going through like a boss gauntlet. This could be the end, maybe. Like I said, I've seen the very end, so what comes before that, I have no idea, so just about anything could possibly happen. can't actually describe where the end happens because, well, it's not really, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of complicated. Okay, we got something else going on here. What have we got? June again. More false memories. Man, that evil Fuhrer, he must have walked out of the bushes and be like, "Well, there, kid. I have a plan to get back at your evil friends." No, but I'm saying... Maybe I'm putting it wrong. And I've talked about this before, I consider having a good aesthetic being very important over graphic fidelity. Like, I'm not talking about, like, high-def graphics or 60 frames. A good aesthetical look, which I feel like Time Dilemma suffered. Because it just kind of used it a flat... It didn't even use, like, a decent cell shading kind of system. It's just... I don't know, it didn't have a good aesthetic to it, in my opinion. It just fell kind of flat. Like, Time Dilemma and the original 999 have a very lovely aesthetic that makes them age very well. Like, that's why I like an aesthetic better. Like, look at, like, really good cel-shaded games. Like, they may be polygoned as fuck, but they've aged like fine wine because they aesthetically look nice. When you look at hyper-realistic shit like in the PS1 days and shit, like, they've aged horribly when it comes to aesthetics. Like, oh, look at that flat-ass face. I mean, look at Cyrene. Cyrene had, like, back in the day, it's like, oh my goodness, they got, like, actual people's faces on them. Now it looks like garbage. Okay, so, the fact that most of the story is told through animated cutscenes or voice acted is quite ambiguous. The models and animation may be janky, but there was just more happening compared to the previous two games, which just used the same sprites over and over again. See, I think that's why they went with a lot of animated cutscenes, because they just didn't have the budget to do a lot of either nice 3D models to use or have the animated sprites. See, but I think that the split story by 3 groups is how they destroyed the file chart aspect was what killed it for me. The group thing is weird at first, but it kind of picks up and starts making sense of why and what's happening in that sense later. But I will admit the 3 group thing starts out especially slow and weird in the beginning of the game. I'd say about mid and late it's a lot better in that aspect, but the beginning is pretty shitty with the group thing. Oh, and they don't have their masks on. I don't know, you know, I feel like June probably has a crush here. What's the flowchart aspect? In 2, the flowchart helped Bell, and 3, if the 3 groups interact throughout the flowchart fragment. See, I think what Dan's saying, because when you do the flowchart thing in 3, that you had 2 ways of looking at it, and the one way makes it really ambiguous, like what the order or anything is. Yeah, I think that was part of the idea with the 3rd game, though, was to make it kind of hard to understand the order of events early on, because of some of the twists that happen later on. And she's quoting the opening intro scene for the PS1 version. Kind of weird they just dropped this entire thing in the PSP intro, though. It's like, just scrap that whole thing. Who the fuck needs that? Well, that was... You had two... There was a button where you could switch it to something that was similar to the flowchart. It was still a bit ambiguous to the connections, but it wasn't the bubble thing. I used it the other flowchart. I didn't use the bubble thing. Like, I was like, no, I like the chart thing better that they have instead of the bubbles. That's just completely it. What kind of weird kid thinks this kind of shit anyway? Oh yeah, it's like, could you imagine like talking to like people, you know, it's like, yeah, when I was a child, we were like 8, my best friends murdered another one of my friends. Just, you know, they summoned like a demon and set the place on fire. Yeah, it was traumatizing. So how was your day, George? And then George like, call the hospital. Yeah. Well, we just gonna get a lot of scenes here with June and all these hallways. We'll be there. Moving on. But yeah, overall, you know, I would just recommend playing all the games. And then move on to Danganronpa. You know, Patho. I mean, it did in there. Yeah, play all the Danganronpa games when you're done. Play them all. Yeah, I definitely would recommend playing the Zero Escape games in order. I think that's one series you should definitely play in order. Luckily, I played them all in order. Bought them all pre-order too. Well, except for the first game. The first game I didn't pre-order because, well, obviously no one knew what the fuck the first game was. You know, it's funny how I even came across the first game. I was just looking around GameStop, and I saw that game, and I didn't know anything about Axis games at that time. So, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's a visual novel puzzle-ish game, so at that time, I think I was also playing Ghost Trick at the time, so I was like, oh, well, I'll pick it up. And I was really engrossed in it, and I pre-ordered both Virtue's Last Reward and Zero Time Dilemma. I did not get a watch with my copy of Zero Time Dilemma. I mean, with Virtue's Last Reward, I didn't get a watch. I did get a watch with Zero Time Dilemma, which is weird because a lot of people did not get the watches for Zero Time Dilemma. A lot of people didn't get those. I always wanted to get a 999 watch, though. See, it depends on what you're looking for. 999 is an escape room visual novel. Danganronpa is, I want more visual novel with my Phoenix White. That's exactly what Danganronpa is. I want more visual novel with I want more visual novel with my Phoenix White mortal cases. That's exactly what I want. Danganronpa's good mystery. Totally get it, though. Stop making walks. And just drown. Still wanking up his prime.
So long.
And also some Mario Party mini games mixed in. I guess you could say that. Wouldn't necessarily say Mario Party, but yeah, they are some kind of esque mini games. Now Hangman can go hang itself. Ugh. I hate the Hangman. Hangman's Gambit never was good, and it never will.
Your death won't be quick.
You know, the taxi thing from the third game, though, wasn't so bad, though. It was kind of silly. Yeah, Danganronpa 3, though, that was so good. So good. Anyone ever play the Despair Girls spin-off game? I played through that.
This is it.
I don't think it's... I mean, it was interesting, but it's not exactly on my must-play kind of thing.
Luck running into
I mean, all it really does is attach... It, like, connects 1 and 2 better. I don't remember the taxi one being long. Hangman's Gambit I hated, though. I remember several instances where I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck Widows it wants. It's like, what do you want from me? And then, of course, one of the worst ones was in Danganronpa with the Hangman's Gambit. Because they actually used the completely wrong word for what they... If you know what I'm talking about, I can't talk about because it spoils a character in a case. But if you know what I'm talking about, they used the complete wrong word to refer to what was of interest with that one character. They've always gotten heavily criticized for that. And I remember in a few other instances where I'm just like, oh, that wasn't the word I was going for, but okay. Never played Despair Girls. Despair Girls, I mean, like, if you're big in the Danganronpa, I would recommend it, but, I mean, it's a third-person shooty game. It's weird, but I wouldn't say it's like you have to play it. I wouldn't really say it's a have to play, but if you really like Danganronpa, I would recommend it. It's just mainly a connection between 1 and 2. Fills in a few plot holes and sets up the second game's events and stuff. It's not a must-need kind of thing. Oh, that went goodbye, SP. Well, like I said, I can't directly talk about or it spoils that one character. Just trust me, they use the wrong word to refer to the condition they have. If you look up the meaning of that word and the correct word that should have been used, they used the wrong word. And to my understanding, that wasn't the localization's fault. That actually... Whoa, these guys are new. That was the fault of the Japanese side. That is apparently still the same word they used, so they localized it properly, but it's still the wrong word to refer to it. I don't see you playing it. But they still take massive damage, so that all works. No, no. Okay, good. So don't be throwing fucking stone shit at me now. But yeah, I mean, it's silly. It's definitely still Danganronpa, but it's just not the mortal mystery thing. It's just experiencing the crazy story shit in a third person. Like, I mean, you're not using a gun. You use a microphone that hacks the Monokumas. And some of them can do weird stuff. Okay, I'll let you know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about when I tell you. you just probably don't win that. But to be fair, like, I didn't even realize it until later when someone pointed out. It's like, you know, technically, they used it the wrong... Oh, fuck, you know, I just realized... Did I never put any... I don't think I ever put... Let's see. Increases evasion mode. I don't think I actually equipped anyone's upgraded hill. Oh my goodness. I bought all that new gear and I was fucking stupid and I didn't even equip it. Oh fucking hell. I'm so stupid. I bought all that new shit and I didn't even fucking put it on. Oh fucking hell. Wow. Remind me to remove this part and just you know, tell people it's like, yeah, totally did that off screen. Yeah, I need to get back to, oh wait, sure, this is a path over here. I need to get back to that too. See, that's why I'm thinking of doing stuff on Saturday nights to work on some of the stuff I haven't finished lately. Like, I'm debating tonight of maybe going back to Stay and try to see if we can get a better ending on that, maybe. Oh wait, yeah. I need to choose a different one. Yeah, that's see how much the Undying fusion does, and let's see. It's interesting how it rearranges everyone when you put them above them. Well, I haven't even started that one. I meant the remake of the first one. I don't know, I just... That was a buck? Oh, Stay. That doesn't surprise me. A lot of indie games that get mobile, PC, and shit, they usually get heavily discounted because people are always like, I can't imagine paying that much for an indie game. Even though some indie games are way better than AAA games. Now, admittedly, there are a lot of indie games of varying quality. Ooh, apparently Undying is not going to be very effective. Is it going to do more than 50? You're not going to absorb it, right? Oh, it did a little bit better. A little. You know what's interesting though? Stay on PS4 and Switch actually has some kind of unique ending or something that it's only getting. It was a big thing a lot of people were bitching about when Wit Art's game announced their version and that it was going to have some unique content on it. People are like, oh, you fucking kidding? Okay, wait. Well, okay, fuck this. Let's just one way. We can't do enough damage to these fuckers. There's too many of them. Get the fuck out of here. Fail! So, there's something interesting. A lot of people did ask the Cradle if it would come to the Vita version, and they said very unlikely. And I don't even know what it is. I'll just go do this quick. Well, then again, she is low on SP. So, I don't know if that's worthwhile to go buy it. I'm like, I mean, I can't just keep buying all these fucking versions of everything. Because a lot of these limited companies are starting to do that lately. Especially Wit Arts. They're getting re-releases of some unlimited ones. Which, I mean, is fine. But it's, oh, I really walked into that. Oh, that fucking killed OSP. Yeah, you probably would have trouble getting a good ending, assuming the time affects the ending. See, again, I have not looked into what affects the endings. I mean, the time could just be hobgoblin wish-wash to make you feel like it, maybe. I mean, just look at Telltale games. Half the shit you choose in Telltale games has really no fucking meaning most of the time. At most, somebody might die sooner than later. But ultimately, usually whatever happens in the end happens anyway.
Out of my way.
What's the Vita?
You
I
got
played the
it.
Vita version. But yeah, there's something unique on the PS4 and Switch versions of the game. Whether that entails buying it again, I do not know. I cannot really comment on that front. Personally, I just passed on it. I just stick with what I got.
See you next time.
Because they were keeping it very vague too. My guess would be it's another ending. Yeah. You know, and the other point was, Red Art Games doesn't sell out very fast most of their titles. Like, they've only recently, like, sold out on, like, 2 other titles, when originally what was the only game they sold out on a long time ago? Fuck, what was it? I don't even know what the hell it was. Anyway, we'll look at this armor I just found. So, it's mail armor. Gives more invasion. It's part of this, part of the boots. It's a little... I mean, you don't lose too much. It says increases it moderately. So, I mean, you could argue maybe the few. I mean, it's very, yeah, why not? Split between the two of them. This is a small little hit. Not that bad. Not that much. That son of a bitch. I liked it when the traps clearly stood out for the floor much easier instead of being slightly darker. Deus Ex, Dishonored, Super Metroid, Axiom I know I meant like the Kratos said, what's the Vita, because it's... You know, a lot of people are actually taking advantage of the fact that the Vita has a niche audience, actually. I mean, that's kind of a smart thing at one point, too. If it doesn't cost you a lot of resources, you're tapping into a market that has a controlled audience as opposed to the huge boom of the current consoles. So there's some advantages to that. Why am I being attacked by Aqua Fairy Man? But there's still people releasing games on the Vita digitally. But yeah, sadly at the end of this year, the production of actual COTS will be ending in Asia. So physically, it's gonna be dead. Whatever PlayAsia gets made prior to the end of the year, they said they're gonna have a few going into next year. But obviously they'll be pre-made before their sales, before the end of the year, so. But yeah, physically it's going to be dying out. I'm pretty sure that the Vita is going to end up as the modern Dreamcast, though. There are several games very expensive on it. The TV is expensive. The handheld still... I think GameStop is the one that sells it the cheapest. I think you can get for like $150 at GameStop, I think. God damn these traps. And that's just for the handheld, not the TV. I'm not sure what the price for the TV is at GameStop. I'm not even sure if they sell... See, there was a path over there. I'm not even sure if they have TVs for sale on GameStop. But yeah, more and more the Vita is getting buried. Oh, I don't know if I want to try and fight these guys. They could get me in a chain of being confused in hell. Might just be better the one from these fuckers. Oops, I've been winning. Only one of them attacks, so it's better than having all three of them go. There we go.
You better watch your back.
So long, suckers. It is a real shame though, because if Sony had only just went a little bit more into the direction the Switch went, imagine what they could have had over Nintendo in that regard then. If just like, you know guys, instead of doing this TV separate thing, why don't we spend like an extra few months or something, like combine the technology? It's like, nah, it's probably crazy Bobby bib.
Your death won't be quick.
Like, they were just so close to the idea. But then they swung and missed. And then, of course, I think the Vita would have been fine if it wasn't for the fact they made all the accessory stuff, like the cards and shit, cost ridiculous amounts of money. Like, I think that was one of the things that really hurt it. Because the sad thing is, as much as you, me, and several other people in our little group of viewerships and friends and acquaintances here, is that, you know, digital is on the uprise. Like, digital keeps going up and up every year, and as much as I hate that, it's the sad truth. And, you know, the people who love digital probably like, I gotta pay $200 to buy like a fucking 80 gig card for this thing? Are you out of your mind? And if you don't know why they did that because they were trying to stop piracy, which was huge on the PSP. The PSP had a huge piracy issue. Yep. The same persona. Final boss type? Nah. I know you get to see the fuel a few times before the end. We haven't even got to actually meet the fuel yet, so it can't be the end. I know I meant like the Kratos said that the Vita... No, save the game. Yep, I'm all the way on it. Twitch delay for the lose again. Okay. So... Was there anyone else that was good with... Just to keep it in the back of my mind. Let's see, which one was it? It was... Oh wait, is it... Did she take it with her? That's a prime. Oh no, it's still on her. Interesting it shows her there though. But I can't... Well, I guess I'm screwed in that sense. Whoop. One of my favorite cutscenes from the game. Ooh. So I don't know if I... Once it starts, I'm sure I'll see whether I've seen this before or not. So, we're saved and everything, so... Ooh, those are big doors, though. Very big doors. So let's see if we can see what goes on here. I don't remember any fights with Joker himself, so... I don't know if you ever fight actual Joker. Not counting the opening where, you know, he's just doing a story fight thing. Oh, okay, that's good. I was going to say, this is going to be a little challenging with 4 people. You know, you spend almost the majority of the game with 5 people. Oh, is that him? Oh. Wait, what? Three factions. All qualified wise. There it is. AR fucking Hitler, the fuel. See, like, all they did is add, and I think he also had, you know, one of the Nazi things on his shoulder. They moved that, obviously, but all they really did to him was put shades on him. That's all they did to him. That's all they fucking did to him. I mean, just look at him. It's clearly Adolf Hitler still. Some weird censorship, though. But yeah, my understanding always been is the CeeLo, for some reason, made some stupid rule where you couldn't have, like, real people, historical people in a game of fiction or some shit. I don't know. I would love somebody to do a video on that, because, like I said last time, because people brought up the, you know, the Dynasty Warriors and the Three Kingdom games and stuff, and, like, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. The CeeLo thing was weird. I don't know why that was a thing. I'm assuming it never stuck, because, I mean, one of the things that confused me is because, what was that game on the 360 Atlas published? The, it's not Darkest Days. That was a first-person shooter. It's that game where it takes place in World War II. It's a tactics game. It takes place in World War II, and your guy joins a company of people who are werewolves fighting Adolf Hitler's secret vampire undead unit in behind the scenes of World War II. I can't remember what it was. Darkness something. But it had Adolf Hitler in it. But it came out like around the same kind of time period. I'm just like, so what? What? It's like, I don't get it. The whole thing is confusing me. I would love somebody who lives in Japan to do a video and talk about this whole thing, because I've never seen anyone talk about in a very knowledgeable way. Anyway, my Order of the Holy Lance, symbolizing the Zodiac, has those qualifications as well. Oh, but wait, look at his spite, though. His spite still has the armband on it. They didn't remove it from the spite. They just removed it from his big... I mean, to be fair, I mean, it's really small. You probably couldn't even tell anything on it. So, wait a minute. We killed... How many was there? We killed 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... 13. Yeah, that's the remainder, then. Only those born under the holy constellation of the Grand Cross can control the 5 skulls. Ha. And what would a ghost for the past resurrected by rumors wish for? A good question, actually. The Wheel of Fortune? Nay? Just put sunglasses on the portrait and ta-da! He becomes less recognizable than Clark Kent. There, somebody put that in a frame right there. There you go. Oh, and they're fighting. So, are those clones of us, or, like, shadows of us? So, chain of boss fights? Oh, he's shooting his guitar gun over there. why will they? Then why will we both? Indeed, that's why I said there's a lot of similarities between Persona 2 and 5's plot lines. Oh, this ain't looking. What the fuck? Wait. Please tell me that's not a flying saucer or some fucking thing. Hell? I feel sorry for all those people. Man, when they cut that building in half in fucking Persona 1, I thought that was gonna be fucking freaky. George, what? Remember those few years ago when the office got chopped in half? Yes. Well, you might want to hide behind some. Whoops! Oh, good lord! What the hell happened to everything around us? It all collapsed. What the fuck is that? So basically, if this prophecy comes true, everyone else that is not on this landmass floating above the ground is going to die. That would obviously make it very hard to have sequels, so I think we're gonna have to stop that. Zigzag, I'm going to win my fuel position, bastards. I mean, after all, only the greatest of fathers can rule the world, yeah? Last member of the Masked Four. Ideal energy from adults. See, I would imagine they'll just, like, maybe they represent, like, June's version of us from his false memories. No, not the skulls. Ooh. What? That's a very big persona. And they just vanished. Ice hit while flying. He just flied through the roof. I'm so legendary, I'm inhuman. That voice. Take the remaining skulls and go after him. Hitler must be stopped. I mean, it's always, oh man, those faces look at fucking Lisa's. Woo! That looks like crazy girlfriend material there. You know, the kind of go, you love me, don't. Forever and ever. Yeah, so why each one of the masked shares with the Pi members is the same element signs of the zodiac, etc. No, Big Sis is not dead. Yo, boy, wake up. Boy! I am a shadow. Don't forget, you are Joker. Kill, kill, kill. Oh, also, to answer the question, I don't think I've seen any of this, because none of this looks familiar. I am Joker. So, they think sunglasses will make no one recognize him. Apparently. But they don't reference the Nazis or Adolf Hitler in the PSP version, so... I guess even if nobody recognized them, they don't mention him. I mean, people can look similar to other people, though. I feel sorry for anyone who looks like Hitler, though. That's just a tragedy.
It's been a long 10 years. Experience for yourself the pain and sorrow I endure.
John!
Always messing with that light all. Let me set you on fire, Joker.
Jin-kun, stop this! I'm alive! There's no reason for you two to fight like this!
And of course, just mute bastard. Oh, there's no leaving this. Okay. What could we do? Medium havoc. I wonder. Let's see how physical it does against June. And that was for nullifying. I don't know if he has any instant attack stuff, so. Oh wait, that's. I'll probably don't like mail anyway. Let's see. So let's go ahead and see what his combination's like, and if that doesn't look good, we'll try Gnome then.
This is it.
So, physical. $80. Wind will probably do better. 69. That's a very big persona though, by the way. Yeah, not the like most fatal of damage, but 2 decent hits in there.
Are you ready? Here goes!
Come on, do 200. Ooh, there we go. And let's see what Gnome can pull off. Huh. Can they actually use him between an enemy? I don't think I've ever seen them do that. Huh. So let's see what Wind does. I would imagine Wind's probably going to do better. So since that's the case, see that was Almighty. Let's see what Almighty can do against Yoko. I've never seen them do it with an enemy in between their turns. Ooh. For a second I thought he was like buffing himself. Oh no, stats effects.
Are you ready? Here goes!
What do you get? You do about 250? Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, we're going with Gnome.
Come on, babe.
So the problem there, though, is that involves a heal, so we kind of have to flip-flop a little bit. I mean, I can use some items. Oh, I didn't see how much damage wind did. Blech. Hot pusher. Yeah, he has some okay damaging in now. Shame he affects Lisa decently. No, high ore, not low ore. Okay, how much did this do that? Yeah, that did better than the physical, so. Yeah, he probably should be with this, so. Yeah, something tells me this might be a long fight. I might want to go back to Undying, maybe. I might have to, or just take a... I could try some light-based stuff on it, maybe. There you go, higher, even higher. So we're at least doing like over 300 at round, basically, at our current turns. So let's see, the Almighty did like, what was it, 70 something? So, we can try with a combo with sword and ice. See if that does anything interesting? Oh no. Accuracy. My accuracy!
Here goes.
Persona.
I mean, he deals some pretty decent damage, but so far, it's not looking like it's anything game-ending. I think this one, I'm gonna take a round and heal. If I recall correctly, he doesn't have any weaknesses, but it shouldn't take long to die since he has the same amount HP. Okay. So, obviously instant killing gonna work. I wouldn't imagine Dark's gonna work. She might have better luck with Almighty, maybe. Plus I also got File. So they're both medium, so let's try File, see how much that deals. And then, yeah, just continue on the wind and get rid of your illusions. Everyone topped off a bit. And we'll go back to dealing the damage. And I probably want to throw her a chewing soul. You can chill out on the damage, bro. I mean, Lisa and Michael are taking the... Ouchie, hey, man. It's the underbass. Get yourself blue. You know, I don't know about anyone else, but calling him Michelle just seems weird to me. Okay, he's getting down now. I could try to see with the Almighty. I mean, with one of them, at least it's not... But he is hitting everyone, so... I Now she has it. I don't know why an energy drink would get rid of illusions, but I guess whatever. Oh, fuck. I made her do Almighty. Eh. I was gonna be like, wait a minute, what happened to my gnome? Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. I don't know if I have any items for charm. Ah, fuck, I didn't pay attention to how much the Almighty did because I was too concerned about the, charm. Do I have anything for charm? I don't know if there was anything. But Fury... Yeah, energy drink does charm. Here, pep yourself up. Yeah, that's for hitting on my man. How dare you? Just put status elements on everyone, why don't you? Oh, damn, that actually does pretty good damage, actually. Can we get away the charm, please? Okay, probably want to get a heal in now. So I guess she can just keep doing Almighty then. Yeah, fuck the illusion then. He's just gonna keep putting it on. Let's just see. That did like 50. How much did this Aqua did? I don't actually think we tried this Aqua yet. He just keeps putting it on everyone. I mean, she does really good with Almighty, though. That's pretty good for just one person. Getting a little above 100. Usually have to do fusions to get high on that, usually. So he doesn't really seem to have a good thing to use. I'll go ahead and use a Chewing Soul. Should be finishing up here. Probably a good idea to get prepped in case there's a round 2, 3, or 20. I mean, 20 rounds would be a little too much. That'd be too similar to Wild Arms 3's ending. Or Persona 3's ending. Man. Too many boss fights at the end, man. Come on, quote, damn it. There we go. Everyone has some SP in case there's something else. Ooh. She got 2 levels. Let's see. We're doing pretty good on SP now, so maybe get some of the agility caught up. So, are we going to have any other boss fights, or just get out of the ruins and panic about flying in the sky now? And maybe be slightly concerned about relatives that might have lived in the surrounding city. You don't want to know. Yeah, okay. You want power, then wish for it. Hate. Immolate yourself in the flame. Yeah, that kind of wish usually never works out for anyone. What does the Joker wish for? The sacrifice on awful is yourself. Heavenly strength. Now that name, if you know some names familiar, we'll go into that later though. Oh. Just fucking turned into an angel? The fuck? Well, I guess June's not gonna have a happy ending. Round 2.
I am the Archangel of Judgment. The corrupt souls of man shall be cleaved with my sword of light.
I don't think that's how that works.
What are we supposed to do?
Good question.
Dude, can we do anything for him?
Jun-kun, please. Please stop this.
Oh yes, the design is very different. But you got it. That was the persona that the CEO dude for Persona 1 used before he transformed into the weird giant head thing. That is indeed on the dot. You got it right. Give this man a golden star! Unless he cheated on Google. Probably not though. He knows more about this game than I do, so. Okay. Is this the last stretch of the game? That I don't know. I can tell you we aren't in the final area. Because I know what the final room looks like. Anything before that I don't know off the top of my head, so. I can tell you this isn't the final room where the end takes place in, so. That part I can tell you there. Whether it's coming up soon or not, that I do not know. It's close to end, but there's still more dungeons after this. Still more! Still so many more. Okay, so... Wait. So, what should we try first? Let's try... No, let's try... Undying. So, put you down there so you don't affect everyone. Oh, and then we're stored everyone, so that's good. So I don't actually have to worry about SP costs. What a whale situation. I'm gonna see what physical's like on him. And... should I go back to your prime? What is that, wait? Yeah. Yours? So you had sort of, and obviously that's gonna not work, so let's go with the Twisty. Let's see, just in case the name is the same, does mean it's the same. How many Joshes, Dans, and Aarons are there? Could be. Well, considering both PSP versions were relatively around the same time and took... Oh my fucking goodness, are you kidding me? It has instant kill. That's not good. Considering both the localizations were... well, we never got a localization of Innocent Sin, and the first one had a much more accurate localization. You would think that that's probably not the case then. But, hey. Anyway, get your ass up, damn it. I didn't even get to see the attack because I looked at the chat. Have to wait and find out? Oh, well, I know! Oh, let's go ahead. Well, he is an angel, so that probably would be Darkness, though. Darkness sounds like it would be good on, You know those little teeny balls on Joko's hat? You probably won't be able to tell.
The work of God.
See, right now it's not happening. It's his idle state. You're gonna keep doing that, aren't you? Good thing a lot of people are immune. So when he's idle, he's not doing an attack or being hit. I'll wait for it when we're done. Let's see what this does. Ooh, yeah, there we go. We got the little balls on his hat are like vibrating a million miles per second in place. You probably can't tell, but for some reason they're just like wiggling like intensely. I don't know why. That is very weird. Hell, I might just leave her to keep casting the darkness thing. Here is a curious fact about Angel Joker. People found out that among the concept art, there's also a devil version. The devil said that the reason for this was the intention was to leave his second form to be determined by rumors, but it never came to fruition. They could have also maybe, like, say there was a route to maybe save or kill him. You could have maybe had the devil and angel form be varying boss depending on choices in the game, possibly. And that could have been a possible idea, too. Oh, wait. Is that insta-kill or is that damage? That's insta-kill. I was gonna say, man, that's the damage. So you go ahead and heal yourself. And you just keep casting that. That did really good damage. See, I can't tell, is that like an angel attached to his back? Or is it hanging off his back? I mean, I can't tell if it's like wrapped around him or attached to his back. It's weird. Because June turned around, you can tell by his feet. Like, he's facing that way, so we're looking at his back. So it's weird. I mean, nobody would have took any damage, so we'll just go. Go batshit crazy. It's a JRPG boss, so it's probably the most weird villain.
Here goes.
Who's next?
Okay, I would take a look at that. Let's see. When it loads. Angel Joker is not putting up a good fight here, by the way. Oh, is this 70 block, 70-ish? Oh, fucking killed him. Weapon piece. Okay, why? I think I'll let Lisa revive him. Rest in peace, my dear friend. Get your ass back up. Okay.
Here goes.
Discord, are you gonna load it? Discord. Wow, apparently this must be a really detailed picture, because... Yeah, I think it won't load it while I'm streaming. Apparently it's really detailed. Because it just gave an error on it. I guess I'll have to try and look at it after the stream then. What? Again? Blow! See, did you play the SMT full Apocalypse? You know, I actually still need to buy Apocalypse. I have the OG SMT full, but I don't have Apocalypse. I keep not, like, I keep being in a bad time to buy it when I see it. I need to see what it's going for lately, too, actually. I think Lisa is probably gonna, so... See... No, I'm gonna have to have... We'll do it then, because Lisa's going before the main character, so... You do that. You stay on track. And I want you to do a heal on everyone. And then you do that. I played a bit of the 4. But yeah, I still need to get Apocalypse. Apocalypse is one of the SMT games I don't own. Let's see... Other SMT games I do not own off the top of my head. I can't really think of anything else, honestly. That I don't own in some form. Like, if we're talking like remakes and shit, there's a few of those. I don't know any other ones off the top of my head I don't actually own.
Accept your punishment.
Yeah. Probably... Well, he's paralyzed for one thing. That's probably a bad thing now. Guess I'll just wait for it to fade now. Keep the damage going. I mean, he's not really doing much to us. He does, like, one bad AoE, and that's about it. Oh, fuck, man. She fucked him up bad. Woo! He got royally screwed up. Let's see. Let's tackle Ohio. Yeah, I was gonna say that that was very easy. To be fair, usually second form sometimes are like that. But sometimes it can be the vice versa, where the first time's easier and the second one will be harder. What happened to the thing on your back? Yeah, you know, everything's just falling apart right now, but man, we saved you. Apparently. Or maybe he might stab her right now, just... That's true, too. You had my dad's light ore all this time. Such great significance. And I was the one who fucked up. Dun, dun, dun. Oh well, let's get out of here. You know, also I find it weird it introduces the 4th masked person, and they're just dead, and they're just dead over there. Nobody cares about them. They're like, but he did kind of make the whole world his enemy. I'm sorry, everyone. I fucked up pretty bad. Uh-oh. Oh, no. You know, I really like the inverted color thing they do when there's like some kind of Persona-esque thing happening. I like that. Shame on you. Idealian? This is my new religion. Idealian. Will your ideals become true? This is my religion. Was handled poorly. Well, they're dead. Time to introduce a new killer. Hey, that face looks really familiar. I don't remember ever meeting his father, did we? I do remember we saw that face somewhere, though. We saw that face somewhere. Somewhere long ago. Wait, my dream? Come, my boy. We must rule the world. My boy. This is what all heroes desire. What was it? My boy, this is what all heroes dream of? Or, fuck, I don't even remember that line now. I will defy you, father. Well, whip. Disowned, and the world's, you know, like, kinda in a bad position now. Like, wherever the hell in Japan this city is, I don't want to be near it. I mean, imagine all the debris falling, like, let alone the buildings all around, but the debris that's falling from this shit going up in the air. Well, considering I've seen the end of the game, yes, I do know something about that person. The past, present, and future of the Wings of Time have begun to spin. So, like I said, I've seen the actual, like, the end. Like, the final boss in, like, the scene that's, like, a little before the final boss in the dead end is what I know of the quote-unquote end of Innocent Sin. So, the context of what happens during that, I know of. Anything prior to that may vary. Because, like I said, I don't know what leads into that. Like, I know the place they're at for that, but I don't know what gets them there. If that makes any sense. Like, for example, I wasn't aware of us fucking taking off of the planet. Flying in the air. I was not aware of that happening in this, so... A man has summoned from the abyss which should not exist. What awaits you from here on out will be a cruel fate that even that which the crawling chaos has woven. If you're familiar with Cthulhu shit, you might know. We'll leave it at that. We'll call that my vague hint about that. Let's leave it at that. Should I spoil where we saw that face, though? Where we saw Jun-kun's father's face? It was a very long time ago at this point. Why did rumors come true? That's what I'm interested to see. No, I didn't. I did not restart the stream. Did you disconnect from it? Indeed. If there's anything I'll say about the true mastermind about what's going on in this game, is if you know you love Craftian things, You'll be very familiar with this character. Because remember, Persona, the gods and mythological things that are taking the forms of personas are humans' interpretation of them. They are the human conscience. They aren't the actual gods or mythological things that they are. They are the interpretation of such in the human consciousness. So say, you know, what if something really dark and terrifying in Cthulhu mythology had some, you know, human form thoughts of it? Could be pretty dangerous. Huh. Don't know. Maybe it's a late notification. But yeah, that's things to come and not things yet. My guess is late notification, maybe? Don't know. The power masked by the feelings which have been fostered over 10 years. Show me the potential that lies within you. Show the mastermind of this. Give it to June? Wait, you how can you give someone's persona summoning to someone else? Yeah, you know, there's only Nazis and we're flying in the air and everything. I don't need magical reviving defensive skills right now. Just take them away. Well, I'm on a lake and the signal kind of sucks. Okay. Though I wouldn't see why it would give you a notification if you disconnected, though. But yeah, you gotta remember, personas aren't gods, they're just the human interpretation of what people think. Like, for example, let me give a good example. So, in the first game, the ultimate persona of the witch kid was his butler. His butler was his ultimate persona. Now, obviously, his butler has nothing to do with mythologicalness of any kind. Of religion, or fantasies, or anything like that. But it's his interpretation of his butler that made him become his final persona. It is his interpretation that made that happen. And that could happen to anything like that. Got a notification here? Might have been a small disconnect, maybe? Don't know. It's the internet. Understood, but there aren't many who can remember their identity when this domain, when in this domain. Can you state your name? My name is Kinkun. Yeah, no, it's not that. You know, actually thinking about it, he kind of like his outfit. Kind of does make me think Kinkun a little. Yeah. See now, another channels this week too. It's Twitch's fault. Twitch is falling apart now. No. The only safe haven from YouTube collapsing in on itself. No, I only, you know, ushered in the end of the world. So what, can he just use all whole personas now? Or is this just a bullshit reason to give him persona? Homies? Wait a minute. Wait. Wasn't Junpei's persona in Persona 3 homies? Wait. Whoa. X-Day, cut, good. Time out! Wasn't Junpei's persona homies in Persona 3? Wait, I call bullshit here. See... Considering Philomon represents the potential of human consciousness, I guess he can just wake up the other selves at will since he is the same as the persona. Well, see, that's why I said interesting about Philomon. Philomon... I watched a very interesting thing about Philomon before. And Philomon, like... I should say, like, a philosophical guy, like a psychological dude. I can't remember his name. Like, he drummed of Philomon. So, Philomon's, ironically, actually in a similar case to, like, the Butler. He's just somebody's interpretation of a... I don't know how to really explain it. It's just... Somebody drummed up of him and considered him a representation of the human consciousness. And then, bam, there he is, Philomon. A guy who represents the human consciousness. See, he doesn't do it because he wants humans to realize their potential by themselves. When do we get another, like my stuff? Well, I do have a bunch of stuff here I got from Jimmy Hopper. I don't think about this weekend, maybe next weekend. I mean, I do have a decent buildup of stuff, so I could plan that for next weekend, maybe. So he gets his own persona. So what, now she just can't use personas at all? Ooh, I got a persona. The ruler of the blazing sky in the blue sky. That's a power. Looks kind of weird though. Oh. What in the world? Oh, actually, that's I think that's actually the persona on the cover, actually. Except, yeah, it looks more... Because the cover has more of a red, like a super red tone, but it is still kind of bluish. I can't really see it very well. Yeah, a little more oval. Yeah, a little too oval. Yes, he is the same persona as Junpei. It gets worse when you consider that Morgana's ultimate persona... Really? See, and you know, Morgana's original persona is also an interesting example of the human cognition kind of thing. Because Zolo's not a mythological character. See, can you see the Featherman masks on their hands? Wait, they have the Featherman masks on their hands? Don't look like it. Not in the cover. Might have to rewatch the opening. On the game? Oh, you mean like... Wait. Oh, I see what you mean. She pulled out the... I get what you see now. Yeah, she pulled out her mask. No. I said Zolo is not mythological. He's not real. He's a fictional character that's a story. Not even a mythological story. He's just a fucking Western black and white show. But Morgana has Zolo as a persona. It's a human conscience. Of course, I don't really know why Japanese people even know anything about Zolo. Maybe there's some cult following that I'm not really aware of, but... The goddess of fertility, about whom beauty and love dance. I am you, you are me, let us become one. Oh. Holy shit, look at that thing. That thing is huge compared to how big most of these sprites are. Good lord, what is up with its head? It's like a giant triangle. So, see, this is interesting. So, I messed up the event, but I was able to make his persona prime through mutation. And I guess it still can evolve into its best form, even though I didn't actually succeed at the event. That's a really interesting idea. It's a little, like, extra shoot. It's like, you fucked up, but we're not gonna completely lock you out. You know, you can still find the potential to change. Like, it's not too late. Kind of like what people complain about with Undertale. You know, you get a shitty ending when you, like, kill half the people, but then, like, say, midpoint, you're like, you know what? This is wrong. I need to stop killing everyone. But you get horribly punished even if you come to that kind of realization. You don't get a forgiveness even if you want to be forgiven. Let's see, I get what you're saying. Not every fiction is a... Yeah. Because, like, the witch kid from Persona 1, his ultimate persona was his butler. His butler. It was I guess you could say, ideal cognition of his butler became his ultimate persona. Now, while most of them are based on mythology and religions and fairy tales and things, but, yeah, I mean, some of them just... Philmon doesn't really have any big origin outside. It was a psychologist guy who dreamed him and believed he had great power in the human conscience. I mean, prior to that, Philmon didn't exist as anything. So it's just interesting when you think about stuff like that. Did you know anything about Japanese fictional killers? I get what he's saying too, but it's my job to give him a hard time. You what? Well, I guess I could stop playing Undertale now. What do you mean? I'm just saying, if you don't get, like, forgiven if you kill a bunch of people in Undertale and you change your mind. Like, I think that's a fair criticism about Undertale, because realistically, somebody could accidentally kill a few people and then just realize they actually feel bad about what they did. But you don't get forgiven in any sense. You don't get any... You just get a shitty ending for it. While your opinion on it appears to be so positive, even though the game defies so much of the more traditional RPG rules, but I was disappointed to find that you didn't really do an analysis on it. Where can I read your take on it? I've been thinking about doing a review actually on Undertale recently. The reason he probably didn't want to spoil... Originally, I didn't want to, because it is kind of hard to talk about without spoiling some of the stuff. But really, the big reason I didn't do a review on Undertale back when I played it, which is when the game was still new, hot off the tails and everything, is because it was just everywhere. I didn't feel like there was much I was going to add at the time. But now that it's aged some, I feel like I could give some thoughts on it. And Undertale is by far not perfect. I've even said multiple times that I don't even consider Undertale an RPG, actually. I consider it a light shmup. While it has RPG elements in it, it's not, how should I say, it's like artificial. It's not very real. So I would really categorize Undertale as like a light shmup. As for why I like it a lot, I like the idea of the story and everything, but it's not perfect. Like I just said, like if you were to accidentally kill a few people and then be like, you know, I'm being bad. Like I've actually realized I've either misunderstood or something, whatever your particular reason, and you're like forgiven it for it. Like there's no redemption. There's not a redemption for changing the course of your actions from bad to good. You're just treated shitty for it, basically. Yeah, I mean they'll just dressing. It's a aesthetic. It's not actually very mechanical. Like when I did the evil loot where you kill everyone, I played through the game blind, and then I replayed the whole game again because I only killed one boss in my blind playthrough. So I replayed the whole game so I could get the true ending. And then I replayed the game and killed everyone, and I got to I did get to the end, but when you level up in the genocide loot, it's actually all preset. Like you can't actually get higher or anything. The game sabotages your leveling near the end. So you'll always be the same last level, and you can't ever get higher or even sabotage it to be lower. So it's all just pre-planned. It's just made to look like it, but it's not really one. But those are my thoughts. But I have thought about doing a review on Undertale to mainly discuss about what I overall think could have been improved and what I'm looking forward to seeing in Deltarune, because Deltarune's shaping up to actually be a lot more RPG-ish, which is what I'm liking about its demo. But anyway, enough of the ramble on Undertale. Wait. I don't think it qualifies as a shmup. I said a light shmup, like a light road game, a light shmup. It's not a hardcore shmup. The genocide final boss in the two serious bosses in Genocide are the only thing I could even consider a normal to hard shmup. Hey, shh. Well, to be fair, everyone probably only knows about. But you know, I try to keep the spoils. You never know. There is also another thing in other roots of damage enemies do scale with your current max health as such as level 1. Well, the max level in Undertale, if I remember correctly, is 40. You can't get any higher on that. I think that's the max level, if I remember quickly. I would have to look it up. But anyway, let's move on, continue on. But I think it's a nice touch that the game gives you a kind of a redemption, that you can still achieve your max potential. I kind of like that. I am Hades, the king of the underworld, who judges the evil and the righteous alike. I am thou and thou art I. Let's walk this path together. His persona is huge, though. Good lord. Away, children. Oh, I got you. You're fine. Yeah. Oh, now that... Oh, now June's in the loading screen. So, she probably leaving my party, then. I was not aware of that. And the fourth mask member was just gone. Why are you still with the children? Why is there a boy who resembles June? Things are getting really weird. We're flying in the air. Adolf Hitler's running around, but like I said, I already knew about Adolf Hitler. I did not know about flying. I'm gonna go to Italy and be a soccer player. You don't want to go to Italy right now. Find your dreams. What? What am I supposed to be doing? Holy crap, it's almost been 2 hours for this other half of this damn dungeon, too. Oh, great. We're gonna teach these children the Persona game. Great. Now there's more Persona users. No, don't do it. This is a terrible mistake. You know, what would be really weird is if this was somehow like some of the kids from Persona 3 or something. Wouldn't that be weird? And they just went off. Oh, believe me, you're all gonna need a lot of fucking help. So, will this whole place fall if we release the OG? Skulls of the earth, water, wind, and fire, and their representative shrines to control them now. So we're gonna take over a giant flying Mayan alien ruined city spaceship thing. Yeah, that makes sense because I didn't actually know June was a party member. I was not aware of that. I do know you would have saved him because of things that happened in the ending, but I was not aware he was actually a party member. But then again, I watched those, but that would mean he was actually in those fights I saw then. I probably just don't remember it or noticed. I mean, when the fuck did I even watch any of those? I don't even remember. I mean, hell, when did even the PSP version? Because I watched it, there were scenes from the PS1. But I think they were translated. Let's see, this came out, according to the copyright, this came out in 2011. So it was probably like around 2009 or something I seen those scenes. I'm pretty sure they were PS1 scenes. And I'm pretty sure they were translated. I don't know, it's been a long time. But yeah, that makes sense. Because you would just basically get June to replace so. Yeah. That would have been weird. Of course, then again, if you ever look up, there's not a lot of footage, but there is a little footage you can find of essentially what was Alpha Persona 3. And holy crap, is it very different from what we got. But you can look it up. There's a few clips. They should be on YouTube. I've seen a few of them. I think there's like 3 clips of it. I was so surprised to see Joker survive the boss fight and become a party member. It's so different from other RPGs for the time where you would... Yeah, you would either kill them or they would get like a redemption arc or something. So that's kind of what we're going in here. What are we gonna do about its fuel, the fuel in the father? It's not like you have a choice. What are you gonna do? Jump off the side? Wah! You gave your persona up. How are you gonna fight him? I don't see why she shouldn't have a persona. I mean, I would think she should still be able to use her persona. I think that's a bit of an odd thing to do at all. But It was only the second game in the series, you know, they were still developing ideas and things. Oh well. What can you do? And they march on. Wait. Do not let him drive. Note to self, taking over flying saucer. Do not let her drive. Gotcha. I understand. Now we gotta find where the hell these skulls are. Is it just me, or is this all so really awkward? Like, is he healing these things she says? It almost makes me feel like the main character's an asshole. It's like I have 10 years of unrequited love that you've never shown me ever in my entire life. I just feel like that's weird. Also, does he use the same equipment as her? This is all your fault. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, she's obvious. Like, at this point, you literally have to be brain dead stupid not to realize she is just heads over heels in love with him. And yet he just never says anything about it. Wow, he has a mean looking portrait down there on the bottom. Let's see what this has to say. Best friend who swore 20 years ago to protect Maya. She described him as being the light and shadow. His blood AB. Fortune. It's 44. So let's see what he uses. He uses a flower. So, no. He does not use a weapons. Also, did she take the gear that was on her? Well, I mean, the gear she had was female, so... Oh, but did she take the accessory? What was it? Wasn't that... I bought those for the guy. I think... Wasn't... I don't know. Go ahead and give you that. Yeah. Yeah, that's just... It seems really, awkward to me. So what kind of persona... So first thing, like, did I keep her personas? Oh, and they gave me more slots, it looks like. It's nice to get a whole bunch of slots. So... Yeah, I still have a persona. So... Oh, I didn't mean to, like, actually change. It's compatible with them, but, that's kind of weird, Hades using a water-based attack. Like, the King of Tartarus in Greek War. There's some irony there now. Goddess of love and beauty. And she also has water. One of the 12 gods of Olympus. Goddess of hunting and the moon. And he gets the sun god of Roman law. Looks like a clown, though. He seriously looks like a freaking clown. Then I guess for June, he's gonna have something that probably dictates when the 12 gods for Olympus acts as their messenger. You know, actually, it probably would have been kind of clever if it gave them each of a god of Olympus, actually, to kind of fit with the motif of their friendship in a way. That could have been an interesting idea. Well, let's see what's going on outside the city here. Different music playing. What's people have to say about the city? To evolve into idealians. This is my religion. Idealism. What if there's any new rumors? Holy crap. Huh. How's the rumor mongering going, my friend? Nope. Anyway,